I would much more prefer not to turn over the party to a con artist like Donald Trump.
He's like 6'2", which is why I don't understand why his hands are the size of someone who's 5'2".
There are many people on the right, in the media, and voters at large that are going to be having to explain and justify how they fell into this trap of supporting Donald Trump.
If Donald Trump is going to run for president in 2024, he'll be the Republican nominee, and of course I would support him.
There are many people on the right that are going to be having to explain and justify how they fell into this trap of supporting Donald Trump.
He'll be the Republican nominee, and of course I would support him.
How they fell into this trap of supporting Donald Trump.
Of course I would support him.
I'm so confused. Florida Senator Marco Rubio, who once one of former President Donald Trump's fiercest critics, has transformed into one of his most loyal supporters, just depending, I guess, on the day of the week. That's one of the reasons Florida Congresswoman Val Demings says she's mounting a challenge against the incumbent senator this November. And Orlando's first female police chief is out with a new ad highlighting one of her key campaign positions.
Chief Val Demings.
An impressive history of public service.
Protect and serve Florida, that's what I've done as a police officer and as chief.
Under her leadership, crime is down 40%.
Most dramatic decrease in violent crime.
In the Senate, I'll protect Florida from bad ideas, like defunding the police. That's just crazy. I am Val Demings, and I approve this message because Florida, it's time to send a cop on the beat to the Senate.
And Congresswoman Demings joins us now. Like laughing at your ad. It's a good ad. I like it a lot. It makes an important point, though, differentiating that Democrats, not all Democrats are, so far left that they have these concepts that get out there and run away with them, like defunding the police. How do you plan to create a campaign that can beat Marco Rubio, though, in the state of Florida?
Well, Mika, it's great to be back with you. And look, I'm very proud of that ad because I'm very proud of my years of public service. It was interesting watching the clips of Marco Rubio. And I always say, don't just listen to what they say, watch what they do. The bottom line is our safety and security, the safety and security of the people in Florida, the people of our nation, should be our top concern. And we cannot say one thing with that and do another. My record of service demonstrates that I am committed to getting things done. I have the courage and the boldness. I'm a risk taker to take us to another level. And I believe that Florida deserves more than someone who will just say anything, but deserves someone who is committed to the task at hand. I'm traveling the state from the Panhandle down to the Keys, talking to people about things that matter to them, not my personal agenda like Marco Rubio does, because he really wants to run for president again, and that's fine. Let him help himself. But talking to people about things that keep them up at night, like crime, like the cost of gas at the pumps and things in the grocery store, the fear of losing their health care or Social Security and Medicare. Those are the kind of things that this race is about, and we're going to make sure that the voters are heard by traveling the state.
Well, two clear reasons why you might be a force to be reckoned with. A former police chief and I believe mother of 4 daughters. Am I correct? Daughters?
I am the mother of 3 sons, which might be, even. But the grandmother of 4 granddaughters and 1 grandson. So, yes.
Oh, my God.
So that's a force to reckon with in and of itself.
It is. Actually, I'll give you that. But on safety and security, tell me how your opponent has said one thing and done another.
Well, Mika, I think it's so great that my ad highlights the 40% reduction in violent crime under my time as chief of police. When I was appointed chief, crime in Orlando was at an all-time high. And I thought it was a little interesting. Orlando gets its first woman, crimes at an all-time high. But instead of focusing on the crisis, I chose to focus on the opportunity. And that was to provide my best service, to really swing for the fences, bring our community together into our efforts. And by doing that, we were able to reduce crime. What we do know about my opponent is that he will pick and choose winners and losers based on their ability to pay to play. Marco Rubio has been in elected office, the career politician that he is, since 1998. I've never seen the reduction of crime being a priority of his. Matter of fact, as we painfully watched the January 6 hearings, Marco Rubio voted against an independent commission to investigate. And just as you clearly indicated, he said a lot of things about the former president on one end, and then is doing everything he can right now to win the favor. This is not about the former president. This is about Floridians, and I'm going to go to work every day to do everything that I can to keep them safe once I'm in the U.S. Senate.
Congresswoman Demings, good morning. It's Willie Geist. Nice to see you. In fact,
morning.
Senator Rubio has called the January 6th Select Committee hearings a circus, a made-for-TV event, saying the focus should be on things like the price of gas. One could say you could have both of those thoughts in your head at the same time and address both of those problems. So let me ask you about the second one, which is the price of gas, the price of groceries, the sticker shock people are seeing every time they go out to the store in the state of Florida and across the country. We had one of your congressional colleagues, Senator Warnock, here a few minutes ago, asked him that same question. That is going to be front and center, as you know, for voters come November. What do you propose to do about inflation? Is there anything the government can do about it at this point before Election Day?
Well, Willie, it's great to see you as well. And let me say this. I do understand that when people go through to the gas pumps to fill up their cars, look, I drive a little Ford and it costs $60 to fill it up the other day. So, of course, they are concerned about the cost of gas at the pumps. They're concerned about the cost of groceries in our stores. I'm the daughter of a maid and a janitor. I watched my parents struggle to make ends meet, the youngest of 7 children. So believe me, in my own life experiences, I know all too well about that. But let me say this. It does not mean that we should ignore people who lie, steal, and cheat to stay in power or make money. So we're not going to do that. But we certainly need to drive down the cost. We've already reached out to the administration and talked about, in terms of gas, let's tap into those reserves. Let's also look at price gouging to make sure that oil and gas companies are not just taking advantage of a bad situation. So we have called for an investigation into that. We're certainly hoping that that legislation will pass, but we're also looking at market manipulation. Again, many times people take advantage of those in crisis. We want to make sure that we are protecting the American people. The bipartisan infrastructure deal that I thought should have gotten overwhelming support on both sides of the aisle, I'm glad it passed. We're already seeing millions of dollars pour into Florida to do some great things like expand capacity at our ports. Let's think about it. Expanding capacity at our ports means more goods there. More goods can make it to the stores, which will drive down the cost. Now, of course, this didn't happen overnight, and it's not going to resolve itself overnight. But Marco Rubio voted against the bipartisan bill that was good for Florida because he was too busy, I guess, worrying about his presidential aspirations. My bottom line is, if it's good for Florida, I'm going to support it. If it's bad for Florida, I am not.
Congresswoman Val Demings, thank you very much for coming on the show this morning. We appreciate it.